let me tell you a little bit about what the tea ceremony is. We're talking about what is tea to each of us, and whether we are in the UK or in China or Iran or Turkey, tea is that moment when we take a pause, we stop. Tea is a nourisher, so we stop to nourish ourselves, but it's also a way to connect with people as well. So it's a time to maybe sit and chat, or it can just be a moment to ourselves in stillness. So it's a pause in life, and it goes way back to what, I don't know, 5,000 years ago or even more, to China. Rumor has it that a leaf fell off the bush and floated down into a pot of boiling water, and so tea was kind of introduced and discovered. But who knows? These are all folklore. But what I do know is that, looking through the literature and the history, is that the warriors, the Chinese warriors, before they went into battle, they would take a quiet moment sitting together with their troops, and they would drink tea because they knew that it had a calming effect. And so tea was known to be almost like a sacred time to stop and to reflect before something maybe chaotic or uncertain was about to come. And it was mostly the creatives that served the tea to the nobles and the landowners. So it would be, people who would be gardeners that would be serving the tea, or calligraphers. So it was their gift that life was beautiful, that within the tea making, it was a ritual, and that we needed to stop and just contemplate life. And when I think about tea, actually, I realize that the four elements are there. So we have the water for the tea, what we need. And then we have the leaf for the tea, which is from the ground. So it's earth, water, earth. Then we also have, when we create steam, that's air, steam into the air, into the ether. And of course, we need the fire to boil the tea. So that's fire. So we have fire, air, steam, we have water, and we have fire. So all the elements of the universe, of life, of nature. And so our productivity, so to speak, comes from really taking a pause, reflecting, and having that spaciousness to be able to have clarity. As we know, mindfulness, when we practice mindfulness, we gain clarity because we're relaxing the prefrontal cortex. And so we are more able to think logically and make good decisions. So if we don't have those micro breaks during our day, our productivity is less, and maybe lead to overwhelm and tension. And that's what stress is. It's creating resistance and tension, and keep moving forward without actually stepping off the gas. So for me, the tea meditation, I've discovered that it works well with mindfulness because we connect to the senses. So, for example, I'm going to take my favorite cup. And this is a peacock, as you can see. And I love this because the peacock is like a bird of transformation. At one moment, this isn't there, and the next minute it comes out. And so it's almost like, sometimes it's related almost to like the phoenix, the transformation of the bird. And this was given to me by somebody at work. And so it's been given to me as a gift of love. I see it as a gift of love. So what I'm going to do is when you, before we start, always get a favorite cup of yours. I know that, you know, in this group, maybe you got your favorite cups. It's a thing that we post sometimes in other groups, but bring in something beautiful, a nice image, or something that you can relate to in a pleasant way. It actually helps us to create those endorphins in our bodies, those chemicals, those good feel factor. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour some tea, which I've already made earlier. And you can do this with music, or a gong, and it makes it quite a nice, relaxing sound. But I've got some water here, and I just want to, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, I'm already feeling the warmth of the steam. And I'm reflecting on this. So I'm just going to pour. And what I got from that was that lovely sound of the flow of water, of life. Because water is life, isn't it? I felt the warmth of my hands as I was pouring. Kind of a comforting feeling. And then I'm picking up my cup and I'm just looking at the color. Maybe some reflections. But always asking, what is there? What can I discover? And just kind of cradling the cup. How does it feel to hold a cup of tea? Feels comforting. I feel soothed. And then I just connect to the breath. And where is my breath for me? Where do I feel it? I can feel it through my nose. But I can also feel it down on my sides as I do deep breathing. And we are all breathing bodies that connects. We're all connected by a breathing body. And so just notice what it feels like. When we want to get out of our heads, we need to connect with our senses. You know, what are we seeing? What are we smelling? What are we feeling? What are we tasting? Now I've made tonight some chamomile tea. Because I had just eaten and I felt I needed it. But if you had green tea, for instance, you know, that leaf or that flower from the chamomile, it's just nature's own, isn't it? Nature's own nourishment. And yeah, so I just take a moment, and if I'm with people, I just take a moment in silence, really, because when you're in the silence, you get more, you're checking in, aren't you? You're checking in with how you're feeling. And that's what you need to do when you are checking in on a daily basis. If you were having a cup of tea during the day, how am I feeling today? Am I tense? Do I need to sit up straighter? And so, because I'm actually doing this, I've actually got some notes because I'm only just starting to deliver this kind of mindfulness practice. So it's just, so I might look at my notes, but when we're with the tea, we just also taken a moment to give thanks that we were able to make the tea. We were able to get out, walk, put the kettle on. We were able to see what we were doing. We were able to to just take notice that actually we're making a tea from nature. It's just so mindful when you do slow down. We do actually take that journey back to the self. And just to savor that experience, to be in the now. What does it mean to be in the now? It just means to let go of the past, of what's been happening, and kind of to switch off from the future, of what's going to happen. And when we're in that present moment, and this is an anchor, the tea. This is the anchor and the breath. We can get closer to that presence, which is the meaning of life, is being present to it. So be curious, be alert of how present you are in your life. And that this moment that I'm experiencing right now will never be the same moment tomorrow. It'll be a different moment. It's so unique, our lives. And with the people that we might be too. We know if we're with a group of people, that moment will never come again as it is in that moment. So what we want to do when we're drinking the tea is we're trying to cultivate a sense of gratitude. Feel it. It's a deep reverence for life. Just ponder on it and sit with it. And be in the body here and now. Don't think so much of the past and of the future. Allow yourself to be free in this moment. That's where freedom lies. Between you and the tea is the freedom. Because right now, there's me and there's the tea. That's my experience. That's the tea experience. Peace, happiness, and joy, they can all be found during this time, this moment, as you drink the tea. Every moment is a moment of happiness, magic. Being aware of the moment is the magic in the mindfulness practice. And then we can be open, to ourselves, to our hearts and the world around us. We can connect more, knowing that there are many people like us, all over the world. Similar, different, but similar. So now I'm going to think about just about making yourself feel like alive. Just feel like you are the sun, and from the center of your heart, you're radiating out a golden light. Could be orange, could be yellow, could be a mix. Get a sense of just you're radiating out the qualities that you want to share with people and you want to share with yourself. And so, sometimes touching your body, how do I say, like I have when I get a little bit stressed, I kind of like, I sometimes stroke my forehead, and that also calms me down. That switches on the parasympathetic nervous system. I stroke my face. I try to loosen my jaw. I stroke the back of my neck, top of my head, and then I reach out and I give myself a hug, because that hugging tells the body that it's okay, that you're safe. And again, I just change over. And I do wish myself, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be at peace. Just imagine all that radiation, that like radiance through your body, through your whole body. And now just imagine that place where they've picked the tea leaves. The person that picked the tea leaf and put it in her bag or his bag, who worked hard, maybe in the sun, who then it was taken to a place where it might have been washed. The leaves might have been washed by somebody else. They might have been sorted and packed, put on a boat or a plane, I don't know, brought over here, somebody else picks them up. It gets taken to a shop, somebody's packing it on the shelf, and then you come along and you say, I'll take that, and put it in your basket. And all that toil, all that work that's gone into that before you've even drunk the tea. I get a sense of all those lives that have been involved in that tea that you're going to drink. Can you just take a moment to express that gratitude, that moment to acknowledge that these two hands that are holding your tea, perfect. There's a perfect cup of tea. It's here. It's arrived. Your body and mind and your breath in the here and now, this precious moment, it's just perfect. So what's that word that would describe this experience? What does it feel like? Just not to have to be anywhere, but just here, drinking the tea. And if thoughts come about stuff, then high thought and then let it go. Being able to do that practice with mindfulness is not to cling or push it away, but just to see it, acknowledge, and then let it go. And that's practice. But that's a kind of freedom. That's a kind of freedom. So does the world change when you have a cup of tea with gratitude? Is there more productivity in your life? Well, when we fill up our cup of tea for ourselves to nourish ourselves, then we are in effect filling up the cups of others. Because when we are feeling calm and connected, then we give that radiance out to other people. So there's that energy, that nurturing energy that we are giving out, for sure. Whether it's at the workplace or the home. So I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm just going to invite you you don't have to close your eyes, you can just gaze, but I just want you to take a few breaths. Your own rhythm, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And just get a sense of where you're sitting. Let gravity just support you. And just think about having a soft face, soft eyes, soft mouth, soft jaw, soft belly, and maybe get a sense of the soft palms of the hands and soles of the feet. Just a softness. And as you sit in your chair, see if you can be a container of gentleness and kindness to yourself. Because mindfulness is compassion to oneself. And see if you can bring to mind a friend, somebody that is likable. Maybe imagine that friend next to you, sitting next to you. What is it that makes that friend a friend? What is it? Is it a memory? Is it a feeling? And although you sit there and are different, you are the same. You are both breathing bodies. You both want to cling to things that you don't want for them to go. And sometimes you let go of things that you don't need to cling to. They too want to be happy, like you. And so with that gentleness and tenderness of that container, like the waves of the sea, radiate out goodwill to your friend, that they too, like you, can experience joy and happiness and peace in both of your lives. And smile. Smile that there is friendship there in some way and that you are connected. And feel gratitude in your heart for this friend. And now moving a little bit further out, maybe to somebody in the vicinity, maybe of your house, a member of your family, a friend, maybe a neighbor, or somebody in your neighborhood, community, a shopkeeper, someone at the train station, place of work. They again have similar lives to you. They all want to be loved and to love. They all want to be happy and accepted. And can you sense that commonality with them, that sense of humanity with them? And again, can you wish them kindness and well-wishing in their lives? And send it to them. And feel it and send it to them. See the person or the persons in your mind's eye. And now moving further out to faraway lands. Lands that maybe are war-torn. Maybe there are lands that people are suffering. A sense of people that you don't know, as well as people that you do know. People that live far, far away, as well as people that live close. People that you don't like, people that you do like. And you get a sense that commonality, that really we all want the same things. We all don't want to suffer, and we want to be loved and have a good life and be accepted. And can we emit compassion, empathy for humankind? And then can you get a sense, if you bring your attention down to your feet? Imagine you had roots at the bottom of your feet and they dug deep into the earth. And that you're connected to the earth. That we all connected to this globe, this planet, this earth. That we are all connected to nature, to the trees, to the wildlife, to everything that exists above and below ground, the universe, the stars. We're all interconnected. And we are all alive. And we are breathing in some way, whether human or nature. And put your hands on your heart. And just feel how blessed we all are. And that we owe it to ourselves to just slow down, take pauses, acknowledge this wondrous, it is a wondrous awe that we all exist. And I think that is the meaning of life sometimes. We just exist, and we need to enjoy that thought that we're here and we're all unique and we're all different and we're all the same. And so bring back a quality. In a moment, we're going to close the meditation, but just bring a quality of that connectedness, that we're not alone. We are all connected in some way, form, or other. We just need to know that. And in your own time, just bring that softness back, that quality back into the room. And as you open your eyes, you can move your hands or your feet, any part of your body. And we are part of this I don't know if it's 3 billion people, but you know, we're not alone. And so I'd like to end with, I think I'd like to end to say that, well, I want to end with a poem. But remember, the culture of our society is to succeed in work and this and that. And really, success isn't based on always doing it. It's success is based on being human beings, not human doing all the time. So mindfulness brings us that awareness that sometimes multitasking and going at full speed is not always productive. And that to find those mindful moments during the day, those micro breaks, that's going to bring us our creativity and joy and our boundaries of, you know, being compassionate to ourselves and allowing our brains to have space. And so I'm going to read a poem. It's by Nobel laureate Derek Walcott, and it's called Love After Love. The time will come when with elation you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit. Feast on your life. I hope you do feast in your life and savor it, so that at the end, we know that we tasted fine dining. Thank you, whoever stayed and watched, and send you my love. Bye-bye.